Hi, Hope Chapel family. This is Jennifer, your children's director. I just wanted to say I so wish I could see your face on the other side of that camera. It's funny to be talking to a phone and not you face to face. I'm here to share with you just a daily word of encouragement, and Hope Chapel staff, we think about you daily and pray for you daily, and just are trusting in the Lord that He's taking care of you and sustaining you and providing for you. And so this is my word for you this morning. I was reading my devotional a few days ago and felt like I got a word from the Lord for you. And this was the title of it. It says, "You are safe with me." And the scripture that went with that was Psalm 29:11. The Lord gives strength to his people, and the Lord blesses his people with peace. And I have to say, I've been blessed with peace during this time. And in an emotional sense, I'm not having high blood pressure or a nervous stomach or any of those kinds of things. It truly is a blessing to know who's in charge, and it certainly isn't me. Another scripture for you, John 14:27. I leave the gift of peace with you, my peace, not the kind of fragile peace given by the world, but my perfect peace. Don't yield to fear or be troubled in your hearts. Instead, be courageous. And I underlined that word yield, and it brought back to memory a conversation that I had with one of my Chinese kids, Peter. He came home one day and he goes, "Oh my gosh, I am just like so frustrated." He had been driving with his dad here in the United States, and they're obviously from China in a very big city. And he goes, "I'm trying to explain to my dad what the yellow yield signs mean." And he goes, he just doesn't understand. He doesn't get it. He keeps thinking, why in the world would you do that? Letting somebody in. And yielding is to give way to pressure, or to allow another the right to speak, or to relinquish possession of, or to give up. And it just got me thinking, yielding is letting something in. And when we allow that fear to come in, we relinquish the possession of peace. And so, like I said, in China or lots of other countries, they kind of drive wild. I'm sure you've seen videos of it. And there is no way they're letting you get in front of them. They're not yielding any space on the highway to you. And here in the United States, we might call that rude. And so I was just thinking about that I just wanted to give you permission to be rude to fear, to be a wild international driver when it comes to peace and fear, that you would not give it any room or give it any space, because you relinquish the possession of the peace that God's given you when we yield to fear. So let's be some wild international drivers, okay? The rest of the word was, you're completely safe and secure in his presence, even when you don't feel that way. You're never separated from him because he never leaves you. Our God offers peace in the midst of chaos. His peace doesn't change with the circumstances. It is secure in spite of the circumstances. And if you're watching the news, or I'm sure checking your Facebook feed or Instagram, the circumstances are changing hourly. The information is updated regularly, and none of it ever good. And I find peace in knowing that God's not anxious about it. He's not pacing. He hasn't bitten all his fingernails off. He's still completely in control. 2 Thessalonians 3:16. Now may the Lord himself, the Lord of peace, pour into you his peace in every circumstance and in every possible way. The Lord's tangible presence be with you all. It's my prayer that you have peace during this time in every circumstance, free of unpleasant thoughts and emotions. I was wondering if we could just wrap up with a prayer of sorts, and that you would just recite Psalm 23 with me. I've been reciting it to myself, and you know it well. So, the Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters, and he refreshes my soul. He guides me along the path for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, and my cup overflows. Surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I love you, Hope Chapel. I wish you peace, and take control of that fear, and we'll see you soon. Much love, Jen.